Hey, yo.
Papoose is standing there while someone helps him put on a chain, and Big Keys keeps pointing it out like, "Look at this, y'all, look who's actually helping him." He calls himself Big Keys, Keys against the world, and says if people don't understand what's happening, they need to know that Papoose can pick out jewelry, he can buy coffee, he can run around doing everything in the world except file for that divorce, which is just wild. He even jokes that Papoose couldn't manage to give her a simple kiss recently, and when you run the footage back, she reacts like she's confused and doesn't even want it, saying he doesn't want to kiss her because she's a boxer, and jokes that her breath smells like uppercuts and deli sandwiches, which Keys keeps calling crazy work. He questions how Papoose has the nerve to give another woman a chain when Remy Ma still hasn't gotten her own jewelry back after years, days, seconds. He lists it all dramatically and reminds everyone of how Remy once said she didn't want anything except for her jewelry, not the money, not extra favors, just her pieces back from the pawn shop. Keys jokes that he doubts it ever went to the pawn shop at all and says Papoose probably melted the jewelry down and turned it into a gift for Claressa Shields. He shifts to another exaggerated moment, pretending to let Remy speak but then jumping right back in, saying Papoose remixed her chain and used it for somebody else, asking where his hat is, pretending they stole his signature Yankee fitted and are holding it hostage until he signs the divorce papers. He says that must be why Papoose hasn't worn the hat in days. They've got it locked up like ransom, and they're not giving it back until he does what he's supposed to. He then points out how Papoose let another woman help him put on that chain, calling her the same Tomb Core Wind Records girlfriend that Remy supposedly mentioned.
I don't want anything.
What?
Nothing. No things. I would like my jewelry. I would like it. Could you go pick up my jewelry from out of the pawn shop?
Yeah.
Could you go pick it up? I ain't even asked about the money. The $35,000 that got ran up on my
someone who supposedly does all kinds of freaky shorty things. Keys exaggerates the whole scene like he's exposing behind-the-scenes secrets, saying the girl had her tongue out, doing too much behind Papoose, while Remy would never accept that. He repeats the rumor that Papoose likes things done a certain way, joking that he wants everything cleaned up down there and that the whole situation is ridiculous. He says the man is out here gifting jewelry while Remy's actual jewelry is still stuck in the pawn shop, and Papoose won't even kiss the new woman, using her only for a quick touch or a moment, but not affection. When they replay the video, she tries to lean in for a kiss, but he leans back, looking like he's calculating money in his head, thinking he needs $10 million more before he can get his wife back or get the jewelry sorted out. Keys jokes he's a human calculator, counting how much it'll take to fix everything, saying he'll smack her on the backside but won't kiss her, like he's focused only on the money she can help him bring in. He imagines Papoose telling her to go rap, go work, go make more money so he can handle his problems, because that's the only way he can interact with her since she could knock him out in a real fight. Keys repeats his name, Big Keys, Keys against the world, and says the real point is that Remy still doesn't have her jewelry, and Papoose is doing everything except handling the divorce. He says New Year's is almost here, and once again the award for the strangest couple of the year goes to Stutterbox and Pond Poo, his exaggerated nickname for them. He jokes they don't even need a drum roll beforehand, they get it after because nothing about them is normal. He calls the chain gifting a major red flag and predicts that next Papoose will probably get the woman a car, betting $5 on it. He says when someone buys a chain and then a car, that's when people start thinking the money's coming from somewhere messy, especially since she just bought a $90,000 bracelet and suddenly he's giving her something made from melted down jewelry. He compares it to someone buying a Mercedes while another person only gives them an Uber ride, saying the whole thing is outrageous, ending by saying he's done with the nonsense because it's pure crazy work. He keeps repeating that he's Big Keys, Keys against the world, calling the situation wild, pointing out every contradiction, every moment of comic drama, every detail from the rumors about kissing, the pawn shop, the melted down jewelry, the held hostage hat, the chain, the woman helping him put it on, and the whole saga of Papoose juggling money, affection, And responsibility, like he can do everything except the one thing people are waiting for, handling the jewelry situation and getting that divorce. He paints it like a messy, dramatic, chaotic storyline where everyone is watching Papoose move around giving gifts, refusing kisses, acting focused on imaginary millions, and trying to maintain an image while Remy is still publicly without her jewelry, and Big Keys is narrating it all with jokes, exaggerations, and non-stop commentary, turning the whole situation into a spectacle filled with rumors, punchlines, accusations, sarcasm, and his signature phrase, crazy work. Because to him the entire thing, from the chain to the pawn shop to the girl with the tongue out to the held hostage hat to the missing divorce papers to the melted jewelry and the pretend calculations in Papoose's head, is nothing but confusion mixed with comedy, and he wraps up by saying he's out, because the madness has reached a point where all he can do is shake his head at how bizarre the whole storyline has become. After all that chaos, Big Keys keeps going like he's nowhere near finished, saying people still don't understand the deeper layers behind the circus because every time Papoose steps out with another stunt, the whole situation gets stranger than it was the day before. Keys says the biggest plot twist isn't even the chain, the pawn shop story, or the missing hat. It's the way Papoose is moving like a man who's caught between two timelines, still trying to hold on to something old while playing dress-up with something new. Keys says you can see it in the way the man carries himself, like he's trying to keep the cameras from catching the guilt sitting on his shoulders. He keeps repeating that everything would have stayed private if Papoose hadn't gone around flashing new gifts, new chains, new moments with somebody else while Remy is out here with patience wearing thin, waiting for the day he finally steps up and fixes what he broke. Keys says the street had already been whispering about the tension, but the moment that video dropped, with him dodging a kiss like it was a punch, everybody knew something was seriously off. He says nobody pulls back from someone they claim to be in love with unless they're hiding something big or thinking about something bigger. And when you look at his face in that clip, it's like the man isn't even in the room. He's somewhere in his head doing math, adding up mistakes, subtracting excuses, dividing loyalty, multiplying problems, and coming up with the same answer every time. He's stuck. According to Keys, the man is built like a walking calculator, clicking through numbers in his mind like he's planning an escape route he doesn't have the courage to take. But Keys doesn't stop there. He starts breaking down how strange it is that Papoose only gives energy when money is involved. He says you can see the pattern. Affection disappears, real connection disappears, but the second somebody talks about opportunities, business, a chance to earn a little more, suddenly Papoose wakes up like he's been plugged into a charger. Keys jokes that if love came in the form of invoices or bank statements, Papoose would probably be the most romantic man alive, but since feelings don't hit his account, he treats them like they're not even real. Then Keys digs deeper into the new girl, saying the way she hovered behind him like she had something to prove felt like a message sent straight to Remy, even if nobody said it out loud. He says her energy in the clip wasn't casual. It was bold, loud, intentional, the kind of movement people make when they think they've already won a spot that wasn't even theirs to begin with. Keys says Remy would have never let that slide for a single second, and the only reason it's happening now is because Papoose stopped protecting the boundaries he once proudly claimed were unbreakable. It's like he put the guard down, took the batteries out, and is now pretending like nothing is wrong. And then Keys circles right back to the jewelry because that's the thread running through the whole mess. He says the chain isn't just a chain, it's a symbol, a message, a quiet announcement that Papoose should have known would backfire. He says you can't skip the responsibility you owe one woman and then turn around giving a shiny present to another without people noticing, without people talking, without people asking where the missing jewelry went, where the pawn shop receipt is, why the story keeps changing, and why the timeline doesn't line up. To Keys, the chain is the smoking gun of the entire situation. He goes off again about the hat, saying the way Papoose hasn't worn it even once in public proves the ransom joke must be true on some level, even if it's just symbolic. Keys says the hat has become the mascot of the whole story, a reminder that nothing is normal and everything is out of place. The man looks incomplete without it, like he left a piece of himself somewhere he can't get it back from unless he faces the truth. Keys swears the hat should have its own social media account at this point because it's playing a main character role without even being in the room. Then he talks about how odd it is that every time drama shows up, Papoose shows up too, always somehow in the middle even when he claims he wants peace. Key says you don't end up in the eye of a storm by accident every time. Sometimes you're the one creating the wind. And the way Papoose keeps dodging accountability while handing out random gifts makes the whole situation look like a performance nobody auditioned for. Keys breaks into laughter thinking about how the new girl looks proud of that melted down chain like it's a trophy instead of a recycled memory, and he says it's wild how people will accept leftovers if you wrap them in enough shine. He imagines her walking around unaware she's wearing something that once belonged to another woman, a piece with history, conflict, money, and betrayal mixed into the gold. He says Remy, on the other hand, isn't even asking for the emotional stuff. She's not begging for apologies, explanations, or promises. All she wants is her jewelry, the same pieces she worked for, wore proudly, and trusted him with. And the fact she still doesn't have them shows exactly how off balance everything has become. Keys says New Year's approaching feels symbolic, like the universe is giving Papoose one last countdown to fix everything before stepping into a new year where people won't be as forgiving. And when he calls Papoose and the new girl Stutterbox and Pon Poo, he says it's because the pairing feels mismatched, confusing, chaotic, like it came out of a wild improv scene instead of real life. Finally, Key sums it all up by saying that when a man starts gifting chains, avoiding kisses, dodging his hat, hiding from his responsibilities, and skipping over the divorce papers while acting like everything's fine, that's when you know the storyline has officially reached the point where comedy and tragedy are the same thing. He says every move Papoose makes looks like a red flag dressed up as a surprise, and as long as he keeps pretending everything is okay, the drama will keep getting louder. Keys says what started as small gossip has turned into a saga, a whole reality show, a messy timeline that keeps writing itself every time Papoose steps outside with another crazy work decision. And he ends it by saying the chaos isn't over. It's just warming up, because until the jewelry comes home and the papers get signed, the whole world will keep watching like it's the biggest plotline on the internet.